Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Brianna, and if you have not yet subscribed, make sure that you do so and give me a thumbs up and let me know that this content is helpful for you. Maybe it resonates with you. Maybe you're feeling like, what the heck am I doing? Maybe you're feeling like, I don't know how to get started. Maybe you're just feeling like you need someone that you can reach out to that's kind of going through the same thing as you, or that you can actually just get some information from. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, because here we're talking about all those things and more. All right, the number one reason that could be stopping you from getting your content rolling, getting consistent, and showing up for yourself is that you're looking at everybody around you. Now, you don't know what that person is doing. You don't know if they have a team. You don't know anything about what's going on over there, and that is why it shouldn't even be a concern to you. A lot of times it's so easy to just look at social media or look at someone else's just page and feel like, I don't think I can do this, or I don't feel like my content is going to be quality enough, or all of these things. And don't worry about that. The first thing and only thing that you should be thinking about is showing up for yourself and how it'll make you feel once you've put in the work, put in the consistency, and shown up in a way that will benefit you and your business. Content creation is literally about how you are special, how you are creating your content, not about how anybody else is doing it, not trying to pull or take or anything like that, but just really focusing on how you can bring your creative specialty to the market. No one is like you. You are your own unique person. You can learn things here and there, but at the end of the day, it's you that people are going to come and look to for advice, or for, how to find clothes, or how to just shop, all of these different things if you are here to create content. So really focus on yourself. Don't let looking at what everybody else is doing, how they're creating content, or how they're doing whatever, don't let that stop you from getting started or getting your flow and your momentum going. Keep your eyes focused on what's in your heart, your purpose. You'll find it along the way if you don't know it yet, and what God has for you is going to show you exactly what you need to be doing. The next thing that you don't want to stop you from creating your content, your circumstances being perfect. A lot of times it's so easy to feel like you have so many things going on and you don't know or have the time to create. And maybe you feel like you have a job, a 9-to-5. Maybe you feel like you just really don't have the right camera. You don't have the right clothes. You don't have all these things, when in reality, that's not even what's important. You do have everything you need. You have everything you need because you are you. You have your phone. You already have clothes in your closet. I know I'm one that I feel like, oh my God, every time I go out, maybe I need to get a piece. When I have so many pieces in my closet, like I probably have stuff I haven't even worn yet. So really just think about it. You do have everything you need. So don't let your circumstances or your time or anything stand in the way of you creating your content. What you can do is actually create time blocks. You can set aside maybe an hour, 2 hours, once or twice a week, where you can commit fully on creating your content. You can maybe put an hour down where you are mapping out ideas, or maybe you're scrolling for ideas on how you can create it and make it your own. And then that next day or following day, or wherever you pick out your next time block for an hour or two, you are already prepped and you are creating that content that you just created ideas for, or did inspiration, or did some type of research on that following day. So time blocking is a great way in order to, no matter what, have your circumstances work out for you. You can always find time, even if it's a sacrifice, to just make sure that no matter what, you're showing up and you're consistently creating your content. All right, now the next thing is focusing too much on the end result. It can always seem like, people have it all together. They know what they're doing. They're posting that right outfit. They're posting that right time. They're posting for, this major brand. They're doing this, they're doing that, and thinking, okay, I have to be in a position to do that in order to get my content going, or I have to be in a position where that's going to be me. And sometimes that may not even be your path. Sometimes that might not even be where your lane is. And so just by getting started, you'll start to really understand your style, your flow, and what works for you, what brands you like most, what type of content you like to create. So just don't really focus on the end result, which is ultimately probably the money side of things. You want to fall in love with the process of creating content, because it's a hustle for real. Like, you really gotta put that time, that work in until you start to build momentum. One, for maybe brands to reach out to you if that's what your end goal was, or if it's to work with affiliate programs and people start shopping your links. Like, you really have to make sure that you're creating the right content to do that, but also focusing on the end result of the money side of it is going to easily make you fall out of love for what you're actually creating and producing. So make sure that your end goal is not hindering you from being creative. Sometimes when we are creating content, we're only thinking about the money, maybe because our circumstances, and we feel like we need to be doing this to make this amount of money by a certain time. It never really works out that way. It's good to have a goal in mind, but at the end of the day, you just want to make sure that your heart and your soul is in it, because it reflects. It reflects on the other end of the camera. It reflects on the other end of what people see. So making sure that you actually genuinely love what you're doing is going to show. So don't put your focus so solely on that. Make it a goal, but also fall in love with that journey. Which takes me into the next one, which is being present in the moment, being present while you're going through your journey of creating content, becoming a content creator, whether it be for fashion styling, being an affiliate where you're promoting certain products, or even your own services. Making sure that you're present in the moment of the journey is important, because you're building relationships along the way. You're also just understanding yourself more. You're learning new skills, and you don't want to overlook that, because no matter what you're doing right now, whether it be at a job that is completely unrelated from content creating, actually the skills that you are learning are going to help you in your business. There's something that you're going through right now that is going to help you with where you are going. So never underestimate that. Always be appreciative of where you are and be present of that, because it's going to help you. Like, you're really going to learn something from that. I remember when I was, even working in health insurance, I was working using Excel spreadsheets and had clients where I would reach out to for large corporations to make sure their benefits were right. I had no idea that I would be learning and using Excel spreadsheets in my own business, and I would be, mapping out different calendars and all those things that I was doing here. So all of those things help me in my business, and the more that you are more present with what you're learning right now, the easier it'll be for you to recognize it in your business now. So just be present in that aspect, but even be present in the relationships that you have. Sometimes I feel like when I was in hustle mode, while I was styling, I wasn't as present in just being excited and really taking in all those blessings and opportunities that I've had, like being on set with major corporations like Sony or BET or even Pizza Hut. I feel like the Pizza Hut one later on, I was more present and aware in those moments, but it's just that excitement, that anxiousness that sometimes can make you feel like you're not as present, and you don't realize it until after the fact. And even in the relationships that I made on set and all those things, I do feel like I was in such hustle mode that I wasn't as present enough to really nurture some of the relationships. I do have great relationships. I do think about that sometimes, but being present is going to be your best friend. You'll meet so many people along your journey, and this has nothing to do with content creation. I just went on to other things, but being present as you are building out your content creation and creating is the important thing. So whether you're working with a photographer, whether you're just being present with yourself, that's just all I'm trying to get you to understand. All right, and the next one is going to be lack mindset. Lack in regards to, even before when we were talking about the camera that you have, having clothes. Don't have a lack mindset when you are working to build up your content creation business. I was watching a YouTube channel and the girl literally just like blew up. She wasn't even thinking about content creation or just producing content in a whole, and she literally said that she went on Pinterest and would find outfits that she would just replicate, and she would put them on and then make them and post them on her TikTok. And she was consistent with it, and she saw the momentum of her page growing. Now she's a full-time content creator a year and a half later. But it was more so of the focus of her realizing, I don't have a lot of clothes in my, she said she didn't have any money, she didn't have any clothes, she didn't even have a job. She just found a way to be creative. She took the outfits that she had and she styled them differently, and she saved up. So her sacrifice was her time, her money, because she saved up, she said $100 a month to go get some outfits that were cheap, because she got like 4, 5, 6 outfits out of the $100, and she would mix and match and style them for that month. And boom, it just took off like that. So don't think you don't have enough, because you always do have enough. And if you feel like you don't, make some sacrifices, put some money to the side so that you can start building up your wardrobe, if that is what it is you're trying to do, and you're trying to create content towards affiliate programs and people shopping your links. Make sure that the money that you're saving up to, you're buying clothes from those places that you want to promote. One, so that you really have an idea and you can talk about the quality and the style and all those things, because you're going to want to be able to talk about those things if you're recommending them. And you also want to get paid for it. Like, I mean, that's why you're talking about it and promoting and showing those links anyway. So lack mindset. Don't let feeling like you don't have enough or that word enough be something that hinders you. I was listening to another podcast, and they were just saying like the biggest word for anyone is enough. And just saying to yourself every morning, every night, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. The more and more you say it, the more you believe it. Having posters, or even maybe like a picture like I have over here on my wall, maybe I'll get one myself and just says I am enough and put it in my bathroom. But you repeating that every day is going to reflect in your life, because you're going to start believing it. You'll see it more consistently, and that's the key to success, is knowing that you are enough. All right, the next thing that should not stop you from creating content is going to be thinking the worst. I don't know if it's just like thinking about how things can go wrong. For me now, in this point in my life, is just out. Like, I would rather think about a positive outcome. I would rather think about the end result being amazing, rather than what if it doesn't work out, or what happens if, you know, someone rejects me, or whatever it may be, or what happens if this person feels this way. Rather than thinking of the worst of the situation or how someone perceives you, like thinking about the positive of the outcome of the situation that you want is more powerful. You can be thinking the worst thoughts and they actually come out. Like, people don't realize that your thoughts and the things you tell yourself will manifest, whether they are good or bad. So rather thinking of the positive things so that they come into existence is going to be your best bet. And I learned that the hard way. I feel like I can literally think about something or say something and boom, that thing happens. So I'm very, very conscious and intentional when it comes to just thinking that things will work out for my favor. They always will, they always do. So I just need to continue to believe that, focus on that, and it will happen. So don't let thinking negatively stop you, or thinking, oh my God, someone's not gonna like my content, or someone's, you know, gonna talk bad about me. It's trolls out here, it is. So what? Like, they probably not doing nothing anyway. So focus on you, focus on what makes you happy, focus on the content that you feel in your heart is really gonna help someone, or whether it even be just shopping at Look. Like, some people really need that outfit for that date. They need that outfit for that job interview. They need that outfit for that concert. Like, think about how what you bring to the table is really going to help someone, rather than thinking of those who feel like, I didn't like that outfit. Don't worry about that. Focus on the positive outcome of your actions. All right, and the next one is being too prideful. That can be something that stops you from creating content. And then, I mean, that kind of ties back in with the last one as well, but being too prideful in a sense of not looking for information and just trying to do it on your own, or yeah, just not asking for help if you need help, or not asking for advice even. It doesn't necessarily need to be something of action, but someone to just give you advice. Don't let it be so prideful that you're scared to reach out to someone. And that still probably could tie into the rejection side of things too, but this is the other side of it, of being too prideful to ask for anything. And I had to learn that the hard way. I remember when I was younger, I got in trouble for not asking. So it's like one of those things, I just had so much pride, I wanted to do it on my own, and it took me longer, and I struggled sometimes, and things happened that didn't need to happen. All I had to do was ask. And so I realized that you make it further in life when you are open and vulnerable, and you open yourself up to just asking sometimes. Like, you have no idea who's on the other side that would actually, it would make them so happy if you were to just reach out and say, hey, I have a question, or hey, I would love to know. Like, you have no idea how much, not only would it help you, but it would really be something positive and helpful for that person on the other end too. So don't let pride stop you from creating your content. You never know who's watching. You never know who you're inspiring. You never know who you're helping. You just never know. You never know what opportunity is on the other side. You never know what bag is on the other side. Like, you just don't know. So it's just about showing up. And I don't want any of these things to stop you or me from moving forward. I know all of these have been me before, and so I've learned from them, and that's why I thought I could share them. And if you feel stuck, or you feel like, you know, there's something else maybe that wasn't touched on that could be stopping you from creating your content, or showing up, or starting your portfolio, or whatever it may be, leave it in the comments. I would love to know. I would love to help. I would love to talk about it. I would love to just pick your brain. Just tell me what it is. I'm here, and I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.